Hey everyone, Pastor George here, and today I'm going to talk about culture again, but instead of using this opportunity to ruin something that you all love, I thought I would talk about something that I love and that you can't ruin because it's too good. And today I'm going to recommend to you the best Christian, this is difficult to say, but I'm going to do it, the best Christian book of all time. Now I know what you're going to say, you're going to be like, oh, what about the Bible? And I'm going to say, yeah, but that's kind of unfair. So anyway, the best Christian book of all time, in my opinion, is a book called The Canticle for Leibowitz, over here, or A Canticle for Leibowitz, rather. I can't even know the title. How much do I know? Anyway, the point is that it was written in the 1950s, and it's about a group of monks who live in the post-apocalypse, right? So it's like the first thing that was ever written that did like post-apocalyptic literature and science fiction. Super important for that reason. A lot of stuff that comes after, even movies today, borrow a lot of themes. If you've ever seen the Book of Eli, like they got a lot of their ideas from this book, and it's pretty clear when you read it. Now, the reason I'm recommending this book is because, I've all talked about Christians and the way we identify ourselves in media and music and all that type of stuff. And I think this book is the perfect example of a way to do a Christian novel, because you would read it, you would know you're talking about religious things, that they're dealing with religious issues, that you're being challenged to think about things in certain ways, but you're not being preached at, and it's not easy, right? So again, this is about a group of monks who live in the post-apocalypse. The United States is destroyed in nuclear war. It's not actually stated, but it's pretty clear that's what it is. And they are doing what the church did in the Middle Ages, which was hold on and copy all of the knowledge that came before so that it could be used later, right? So a big part of their order, the order of Leibowitz, is that they go to all of these places, bunkers, shelters, that type of stuff, and find things and record it, right? Like the monks did in the Middle Ages. And it follows the history of this order through a few centuries, and different characters show up and all that type of stuff. And of course, spiritual things are talked about, spiritual things happen. And it's so good. And it's not a really, really hard read. The most annoying thing about it now is because it was written in the 50s by a Catholic guy, it was, the monks speak Latin sometimes. And so you might want to have Google open on the side or something. It doesn't happen very often, but it does happen, just to Google those phrases so you know what they're saying. Because they're not doing whole paragraphs. It's like just a few words, but it would be helpful if you knew those things. If you're, talented like some people, you would know that. But if you're not, then, take it what you will. If you like sci-fi, you should definitely read this book. It's way better than C.S. Lewis's Space Trilogy, which I haven't read, but it's C.S. Lewis, and the way that he has done Christian fiction has set the standard for everyone else, which is basically like, we're the Star Empire, and we worship a guy whose name is Genus, and he died for the sins of the world. It's like, oh, I get it. You're talking about Jesus, and it's the Bible. And way too obvious, all right? All of the best art is subtle. You want to be subtle. Not subtle, subtle. So if you haven't read A Canticle for Leibowitz and you have time during this, totally worth a read. Or if you have in the past, worth a reread. It's very, very good. So there you go. There's my big book recommendation. If you read it and you hate it, you can tell me why, but you have to read it first. All right, everyone. I will see you tomorrow with, something else that I think of. See you then.